Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and as you can see, I'm recording this video live from the Sports Radio 810 WHP studios, and today I wanted to talk about how Super Bowl 57 will affect Patrick Mahomes' legacy. As you guys know, the Kansas City Chiefs are facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 57 down in Glendale, Arizona. The storylines in this game have been phenomenal. I mean, Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes, the first two black quarterbacks to start in a Super Bowl. You got the Kelsey Bowl, Travis versus Jason, Andy Reid versus his former team. All great storylines, but I would argue that they all don't triumph this one. Patrick Mahomes has the opportunity to put himself in a position to become possibly the greatest quarterback we have ever seen play this game. Now, I know I might sound like a homer. I might sound like a Chiefs fan that just hasn't seen anybody else play football, but think about it. Patrick Mahomes, if he can win this game, would have 2 Super Bowl championships, 2 MVPs, 2 potential Super Bowl MVPs, 2 All-Pros, all before the age of 30. He is 27 years old, and we have never seen this done before, and that's why I think that if he can win this game, he's going to be one of the upper echelon quarterbacks of all time. We're already talking about him being one of the greatest possibly ever before he turns 30. This is Michael Jordan stuff. And remember when I talked about how going into the Bengals game in the AFC Championship, that since he was dealing with that high ankle sprain, it was going to be kind of like his flu game, that Jordan flu game performance for Patrick Mahomes, and he casually went out there without his top 3 wide receivers and his defense falling like flies, and he found a way to get it done against a opponent that he just could not beat. That's GOAT stuff. Like, we have never seen a guy be so good to start off his NFL career and just continue winning. All Patrick Mahomes does is win. This is his 3rd Super Bowl appearance in the last 5 years. He's been to 5 consecutive AFC Championship games, all at home, and if he can win this game, he would have 2 Super Bowl championships in the last 5 years. That's dynasty stuff. That is all-time greatness, and I think that if the Chiefs can win this year, everything else kind of goes out the window, because a lot of people were saying, oh, Patrick Mahomes might get 2 or 3. If he can win this Super Bowl with 8 rookies starting in this game in a retool year, we're going to have a legitimate conversation about how many rings that he will actually get, because he's proven that he can get back to this game. Granted, the last Super Bowl did not go according to plan, but I threw this stat out there earlier this week. When Patrick Mahomes has a fully healthy offensive line, he doesn't lose Super Bowls. He's won the only time where he had a fully healthy unit. And I think that that bodes well, because the Chiefs have an offensive line that is completely retooled, completely different from the last offensive line that played in Super Bowl 55. Like that offensive line had, who was it? Mike Remmers at left tackle, and they had to bring back guys like Wisniewski, and it just was a mess. But this offensive line is healthy, and even though Mahomes still is dealing with his high ankle sprain, I don't think it's going to affect him. He had another week off, another week of rest, and I think he's going to be at like 85 to 90%. And in the Super Bowl last time, he was dealing with an injury that was way worse. When he walked, he had like turf toe. He had to curl his toes just so he wasn't in immense pain while walking. He's going to be almost fully healthy in this game against an Eagles secondary that I think is just waiting to get exposed. Patrick Mahomes is poised for these moments. When you need somebody to be great, he has always shown up. And I know that some people might try to argue, oh, Patrick Mahomes has struggled in Super Bowls. And you could make that argument. According to StatMuse, he has a passer rating of 64.2 with only 556 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in those 2 Super Bowl games. But I would argue that some of those interceptions came from receivers, cough, cough, Tyreek Hill, the ball hitting off of them. And in that last one, the 2 interceptions that he threw, it was just desperation. Something had to be made, and he just was aggressive, and it happened. But I think that when you really need your guy to be great and you need someone to step up, Patrick Mahomes has shown in this game that he can do that. Go back to Super Bowl 54 in the 4th quarter. It was hard. He struggled, but with like 7 minutes left in the game, Jet chip wasp obviously happened. It set the Chiefs up. They went on to score on that drive, get the ball back, score again, and the rest is history. The Chiefs were able to win that Super Bowl, and Pat got his first ring. We are looking at the start of a great career, and I think it could be an all-time great career if he wins this game. Because think about it. If Patrick Mahomes can have 2 Super Bowl championships in his first 5 years in the league, in a year that was a retool year, a rebuilding year, so to speak, what are the Chiefs going to do with all this draft capital that they have and all the free agency moves that they could make? It would be so special if Patrick Mahomes, in a year that nobody thought they would be here, could defy the odds and win this game. And it's going to be tough. The Eagles have a great team and specifically a great pass rush. That front four, I think 4 guys had double-digit sacks for the Eagles pass rush. They had the best pass rush in the league with 70 sacks, and the Chiefs pass rush, which was the second best in the league, had 55. The Eagles had 15 more sacks than the next closest opponent. So that pass rush is stout, and that secondary has some names. James Bradbury, Darius Slay, but they play a lot of soft zone. And if we've seen one thing in Patrick Mahomes' career, he can attack soft zone better than anybody. He has the weapons. He's got Travis Kelce and Marquez Valdes-Scantling and running backs like Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco that they're going to be able to do enough on offense to attack that defense. And it might look difficult. It might be a struggle because it's the freaking Super Bowl. It's going to be hard. But when push comes to shove and the Chiefs need to have somebody to make a play, I trust Patrick Mahomes more than anybody. And I was talking with, Jackson Tennant, who's a sports beat writer for the University Daily Kansan. He's not a Chiefs fan. He covers the Chiefs, but he also just watches football. And I think he made a great point. When you see Patrick Mahomes get the ball with like 2 minutes left in the game, you know he's going to score. You know what is going to happen. He has proven time and time again that when the game is on the line, he comes up clutch. He's Showtime. He's Patrick Mahomes. He's a 2-time MVP, and seemingly in some moments that are too big for other quarterbacks, they're not too big for Patrick Mahomes. He finds a way to get it done, and that's not going to change in this Super Bowl. The Eagles are going to throw a lot of different looks at him. It's going to be difficult, but I think that when you need a guy to make a play and you need touchdowns, Patrick Mahomes is going to do that, and I really think that he's going to show why he is one of the greatest athletes of all time by winning this game. I know that a lot of people are saying that Tom Brady's the GOAT and Patrick Mahomes can't be the GOAT unless he gets 7 rings. But I think that if Patrick Mahomes can win this ring and win a couple more, it's going to be pretty hard to dispute that no one's been greater than him. Like, it is that clear that when you watch him play football, we are watching a guy playing at a level that we have never seen before. He can make any throw on the football field, seemingly pull any magical play out of nowhere, and he elevates the guys around him. And the one biggest factor, which is why I'm confident going into this game, the Chiefs are great when they're behind. I think Patrick Mahomes has like a winning record. He does have a winning record when the Chiefs are trailing by like 10 plus points. That's unheard of. He wins like 50% of his games when the Chiefs are down. That's not normal. We are witnessing something that has never been done before. And that's why if the Eagles do go up by, let's say, 10-14, I'm not worried. Patrick Mahomes is going to do just enough to get his team back in the game. He's the supreme leader. He's a guy that always can will his team back. And I think that's why when it's all said and done, this is going to be just another step and another piece of the Patrick Mahomes puzzle career that we're looking at and saying, this is the greatest thing we've ever seen. Obviously, he's going to have to win this game because if he doesn't, we're going to see nasty narratives such as Patrick Mahomes can't win the big game and Patrick Mahomes is 1-2 in Super Bowls. But I think that if he could win this game with the odds stacked against him, because let's face it, there's a lot of people in the national media picking the Eagles to win this game. And that's fine. A lot of people are saying that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. But we have not seen Jalen Hurts in this moment. We've seen Patrick Mahomes in this moment twice. And even in that game that they lost 2 years ago, he was the best player on the field. His team just didn't help him out. I don't expect that same result to happen. I think that, again, when the Chiefs are doubted, they play their best football. The Eagles are 1.5-point favorites going into this game, and I think the Chiefs are going to thrive. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes can't do it all by himself, but sometimes it just seems like as long as he has a chance, as long as he has a slimmer of hope, a opportunity to turn something from nothing, he's going to do it. And so I think that it's going to be really special to watch. And if he can win this game, he would have 2 Super Bowl championships in his first 5 years in the league. And that, in my opinion, is what greatness is. That would be one of the greatest starts, probably the greatest start that we've ever seen from any quarterback in NFL history. And that's why I think when we look back 10 or 15 years from now and look at just another one of the rings that he won, it's going to be that much clearer why he is one of the greatest players we have ever seen play any sport. That's how good Patrick Mahomes is. So guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is Patrick Mahomes going to rise to the challenge and defeat this juggernaut Eagles team? Or is he going to fall short? Again, it's not impossible for him to lose this game, but I'm just of the mindset that Patrick Mahomes is the greatest player that we've seen in these games. He's going to show up. And while the stats might not indicate that in the past, he's going to show up. He's going to give his Chiefs team the best chance to win. I'm confident. I really think that this is the kind of game that legacies are made of. I remember making a video similar to this like 2 years ago where I was talking about how the legend of Patrick Mahomes starts by winning this game. The Chiefs went on to win Super Bowl 54, cementing the start of a great career. And I think that this game, similar to that one, this is just adding to the legend of Patrick Mahomes. This is just adding towards the legacy of greatness that he has started. And I'm confident that he's going to get the job done and propel the Chiefs to their second Super Bowl championship in the last 5 seasons. So if you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe for future Chiefs content. Obviously, go check out the website, kcsportsreport.com. The social medias, Instagram, KC_sportsreport, and Twitter @KCsportsreport. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.